Good Sunday afternoon, everybody. First day of September 2019. I don't think as far as I know, I don't think I have ever shown you a little walkthrough on how I fix a pork roast dinner, but I have shown you the results of it on another video. But today, I'm going to show you what I usually do for a pork roast dinner. So I want you to stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back. Now, if you don't like pork or if you can't eat pork for some reason, you can use a beef roast, like a chuck roast. And what I did was last night before I went to bed, I took a pork roast and I put it in the crock pot here, and I added about a cup of water, and I seasoned it with some salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder, and I just let it cook overnight on low. And you can tell that it just basically falls apart, and it is so tender, and that's what you want. I'm going to make mashed potatoes with it. You've already seen me make mashed potatoes, but I'm going to make a mushroom and onion gravy to go over this, and you're going to watch me do it. Now, in here in this pan, I peeled and cut up some sweet potatoes. I got about 2 pounds here, and about 2 or 3 carrots. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to season these with just salt and pepper, and that's it. And I've got some olive oil. I sprinkled about a couple of tablespoons of olive oil that I drizzled, and a little bit of salt. Now, some people like carrots and celery and potatoes put them in there too, along with the chuck roast. I've done that before, but I'm not really too crazy about it. So I'm doing this a little bit separately. Now, if you wanted to do that, you could put celery in our onion, cut you an onion, carrot, as well as anything. You can do sweet potatoes if you want to. It's totally up to you. But I'm going to do it separate today. Now, I've got sweet potatoes and onions, like I said, just with clean hands, just stir it around. Make sure that everything is coated very well. I've got my oven to 450 degrees. I know that's really hot, but you want your vegetables to cook. Now, in here, you could also put onion and celery. You could also use any kind of root vegetable, like a turnip or a rutabaga. I've never had one of those, but I'm just using sweet potatoes and carrots. All right, so I want to wash my hands off and dry them. So when the thing goes off to indicate that it's already preheated, I'm going to put it in an oven, and I'm going to stir around for every 10 minutes or so until they're good and tender and golden brown, probably about maybe 30 to 40 minutes or so. And these will be done. So I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to fix the mashed potatoes, and I'm going to show you the onion and mushroom gravy that I came up with just about a couple of weeks ago. So stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back. I've got some potatoes on to make mashed potatoes. My roasted carrots and sweet potatoes are just about ready. Now I'm going to show you how I am fixing to make some onion and mushroom gravy. Now, I've already sauteed 2 onions and a pound of mushrooms, sliced mushrooms, in some olive oil and a little bit of salt for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, it may not look a whole lot, but it'll turn out really, really good. Now, I put 4 tablespoons of butter in here. Then I'm going to put 4 tablespoons of flour. Now, this is going to make quite a bit of gravy, and that's what you want. Now, my mom don't like onions and mushrooms all that good, but I do. And if you've got guests who don't like mushrooms and onions, you can just lay that out and you'll have you some regular brown gravy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this cook for about a minute or so. You want to make sure that the flour cooks. You don't want to eat raw flour if you catch my drift. So I'm going to let this cook for a minute or two and I will be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back. The flour has cooked for about a couple of minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some beef broth. Now, I've got unsalted beef broth, so you can control your salt every how that you want to do it a whole lot better. So I'm going to go ahead, just stir it in. You can use a whisk or a wooden spoon. Don't matter. Now I'm going to start off with about maybe about 2/3 of this box, and if I need to, I'll put more in it. And this is almost like making gravy and biscuits. You've got to keep an eye on it. And what you want to do, you just want to let it come to a simmer and just stir constantly and add as much of this broth as you so desire until you get the right consistency. Probably maybe a little bit thinner than like you would the gravy that you eat for breakfast. So I'm going to let this go for a couple of minutes. So I want you to stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back. My gravy is done. Now, let me give you a little tip. Now, I used that whole box of beef broth, but it was a little too thin. Now, let me share you a tip. Now, in a cup like this, doesn't matter if it's a glass one, plastic one, whatever, about half a cup of water, maybe a tablespoon or so of flour. Now, you need to make sure that that water is cold, and then you add the flour into the cup of water and just stir it together, almost like a little slurry, and just put it in here and just stir constantly until it is thickened the way that you want it. And I want you to look. That is the way that you would want right there. I'm so thankful for that. All right, so I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to get everything together and I'm going to show you the final presentation. All right, everybody, supper is ready. I've already shown you my mushroom and onion gravy that I'm going to put on top of my roast, as well as my mashed potatoes in my plate. And then look, these roasted sweet potatoes and carrots I've already been nibbling, and they are so good. Now, I want to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get me something to get me a little bit of these out. Okay. Let me move these potatoes over here. Right. Get my fork and get some of this roast out. Well, by the way, wait a minute. Wait just a second. I got an idea. For mine, I'm going to put some mashed potatoes right here. Then I'm going to top it with some of this pork roast. You can tell it is falling apart at the edge of your screen. I've already said a blessing. And then the mushroom gravy right on top of the potatoes. Don't that look good? It does really look good. Now, I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to sample it for you. All right, everybody, supper is ready. I cannot wait to sample it for you. And I can't wait for you to try it and see. Try to cook it and try it yourself and see and tell me what you think of it. Now, my sweet potato and carrot. Don't need anything else but olive oil, salt, and pepper. It brings out the sweetness of the sweet potato and the carrot. Now I'm going to dig in to the roast with the mushroom and onion gravy. Give me just a second. Man, that's good. Now, I didn't put a lot of salt in here, so I may just need to put a little bit of salt, a little bit more salt the next time. But you just use it, use salt according to your judgment. All right, everything's good to go. So stay tuned for more videos. Comments are welcome. Have a blessed Sunday.